Well, hello, my friends. I'm excited to be here today with Randy Fontaine, the Executive Director of Hope Net Ministries, Inc. First of all, Randy, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share with folks here in the metro what we're doing here in Council Bluffs.
Yeah. Well, we met a few weeks ago, and I will say I was not familiar with this nonprofit organization that you're the founder of this, and you started this. But let's just kind of start from the beginning. Talk a little bit about the organization, who you serve, and what was the inspiration for you to step into this type of work that you're doing.
Yeah, sure. Back in 2005, we all remember Katrina hit New Orleans, and a lot of families ended up here in Omaha. And through our church, we began to help some of those families. And we began to discover there are these holes within the social fabric of our community
Yeah.
that getting help, we just couldn't find the help. And like many creative things, well, if it's not doesn't exist, then let's build something.
Yeah.
And so we began in 2007 with a thrift store called Sequels. It was kind of our foundation starting point. Kind of gave us permission to then start going to community meetings, social service meetings, met with the mayor, and we just began asking the questions: what's the needs in our city? What's going unmet? How can we help? Just that basic question: how can we help? And through that, we were alerted of here's some needs within the family structure, children, poverty, the effects of poverty in our city, and so we began a program called Circles of Support. I really came out of Ames, Iowa, and we were asked to start that, and so we took those early steps in 2009 and began this monthly meal. We sit around, and around the table are allies and participants, and what can you share at the table? What can you to share with others your advice, your counsel, but also listening. What are these families saying, and what are the next steps that we can
Yeah.
help?
Yeah.
During that time, we began to meet women who had come out of incarceration and were telling us these horror stories of walking out of jail homeless and wandering through the streets. So the last thing they hear at the jail is behave yourself, don't get in trouble. But then we send them out literally homeless. How are they not going to get in trouble? And so we began to go inside correctional facilities, began to build those relationships, help them transition out. Since we started, we've given away over 1,800 bicycles as an example of that first means of transportation.
Yeah. And I'm gonna kind of jump in here too. Let's talk a little bit about that, the bicycles. How many did you give away?
1,800
And where did they come from?
donations.
Okay.
People here in the community hearing the needs and start donating bicycles. We had a couple repairmen that would repair them, get them up to running, and then we'd take them
Wow.
to the residential correctional facility and places like that. And so that she could get that job that's a little further away. She could travel faster, safer, and those type things.
Yeah.
So part of our ministry focus is these ladies coming out. We serve up to 300 a year. We do weekly support meetings. We help them with jobs. We help them with housing. Our ultimate goal for them is that their last offense is their last offense. That we
Yeah.
provide so much support around them that they're not falling into the old traps and old relationships, that we can build new friends, new relationships, and empower them to get back on their feet and get their kids back and go to college and just
Yeah.
whatever those stories are. And so we've had some great stories, wonderful stories. In that time frame, we also opened a downtown thrift store,
Okay.
and we discovered this whole homeless population that we really didn't know existed. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 to 150 men and women that are on the streets. Over 100 spent January, one day out on the streets all night. And so we started a homeless resource center, kind of a day shelter, but we provided
Sure.
up to 300 lunches, meals a week. Um, we were able to connect them with housing resources. So we signed up 81 of these people into the housing tracks. And because they knew where to meet, we were able to keep them connected with groups like Heartland Family Services and
Right.
Public Housing and these other groups. So they actually got the applications. They actually went through the process, and at last count, around 55 of those 81 have found secure housing in apartments and other things. Um,
Is that what Housing Help CB is that whole program?
that is what that program became,
Okay.
because then we discovered, as a street person gets off the street, is welcomed into his new apartment, unfinished apartment. He brings with him the clothes on his back and maybe a backpack, and
Yeah.
that's it. So there's no bed, there's no bedding, there's no shower curtain, there's no towels, there's no
Yeah.
uh, utensils, pots and pans. There's nothing.
Yeah.
And now we're finding that these folks are walking into these situations already struggling with self-identity, struggling with self-esteem, hopelessness, and we throw them in an apartment that's empty, and say good luck, and then walk away. And so we found that, man, we have to help. And so
Right.
we've
Right.
made a transition here in the last, starting in August, and our Housing Helps program walks in with the caseworker and the applicant. We walk into the apartment basically together, and we bring an air mattress and bedding until they can get a real bed. We bring everything you need in the kitchen to feed yourself. We bring a shower curtain and towels so you can take a bath. If we don't help them make that transition from this is just an empty space to a home, they'll
Right.
give up.
Is that how the community can also help by donating these items um and providing, a solid bed? Yeah, talk a little bit about
Yes.
that, because I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of our viewers just we want to help. So um yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have different groups that are supporting us through that. We're in the process right now of emptying out 2 apartments, an apartment complex, and taking that furniture and relocating it to some of our friends that we've been able to house. Uh,
Sure.
so basic bedding type stuff, the sheets, the pillows, the blankets, those type things, the towels. We'd like the towels to match the curtain, shower curtain to
Yeah.
match the floor mat. You want to walk into your bathroom and it feels like a spa. That
Yeah.
everything
Yes.
matches and comfortable. And we want that for our friends also. We want the beds to match the blanket.
Want it
We
to feel
want
like a home. You want it to feel like your home.
we have to create a home
Yeah.
environment for
Yeah.
them. And we give them a brand new coffee pot, a brand new microwave. We want things that are working. We don't want just hand me downs. And we do give some used stuff that's really nice and in good shape. But we want to help bring dignity back to these people and help them feel that they're valued, they have worth, somebody cares. Um,
Absolutely.
one
Yeah.
one of one of one of our friends on the street came through one time, and she screamed, "Nobody cares!" And I screamed just as loud, "I do!" And she goes, "Yeah, I mean, other than you." And so letting them know, I've
Yeah.
got your back. I'm here to help you. We just had 2 people walk into our location here this morning, just got apartments, needing some help, and so we're doing that. It's been amazing that how many people walk into apartments um, with the clothes on their back.
Right.
Last month we had 11 that we housed. 8 of the 11 came in with nothing. I don't know which is scarier, that number or the fact this has been going on for how long
Yeah.
before anyone recognized, wow, here's a huge need.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're trying to do is meet needs and help them connect and build a healthy
Right.
relationships and
Right.
stuff.
Well, I wanna, let's talk about the fall fundraiser coming up, because that's something that you've been doing for many years.
Yeah, yeah, a number
But
of years.
actually, yeah, and now it's actually going to be a new space where you can have accommodate more people. So yeah, fall fundraiser, and you got
Yeah,
a really great guy coming in.
this is Russ Taff.
Yeah.
And Russ was a pioneer in contemporary Christian music for 40 years, 6-time Grammy winner, twice male
Wow.
vocalist of the year. And but he also has a story of struggle with alcohol and his journey through his past and with his family and father and stuff like that. So he's going to tell his story and also provide his music. And that's going to be on October 26th at Iowa Western Community College. We have the big theater there. And
Yeah.
so the thrust of this is to alert people, here are needs in our community. Here's a way that you can partner with us. Yes, you can bring us a bicycle. Yes, you can bring us a microwave. You can also write us a check.
Right.
And so we're looking for that funding so that we can be there for our friends coming off the streets. We can be there for the ladies coming out of incarceration. We can kind of be their friends and have their back. And I tell them that we're your best cheerleaders.
Yeah.
You keep working hard. You keep clean, sober, out of trouble. We'll be your best cheerleader. If you do get in trouble, we'll be there with you. We're not going to judge you. Let's try it again. And we've had some folks that have been there for 4 or 5 times in jail, and yet we still are there for them. And that's
Yeah.
our goal is helping these that
Yeah.
are less fortunate than us to get on their feet.
Well, and I know when we talked, a few weeks ago, that what you're doing creates such a ripple effect in the lives of these women, and it impacts their children and their families, and then
Yeah,
children, I mean, that just ripple effects off through their life. I mean, it can go 1,000 different ways, tens of thousands different ways when as you kind of look out into the future of the impact that you're making. So first of all, I just want to say thank you.
thank you.
This is just huge. But again, I know there's a lot of ways people can give back. One is coming to the fall fundraiser on October 26th, but you also have a great website. People can look for more information there about how to support you and
Yeah.
how to support these women. It's pretty amazing. So again, thank you, Randy.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah, you're welcome. So folks, put October 26th on your calendar. Again, more information on hopenetministries.org. I'm looking at my sheet here, and I've got the website up over here. Lots of great information. And let's talk, before I let you go, so the concert, people can actually come to the event. There's not a ticket price, but
Right.
everyone's, I mean, obviously we're encouraged to make a donation with whatever means you can. So
Yeah, it's a free concert, and we have some benefactors that have been raising support, and so covering those costs and things. We really want people to hear his story,
yeah.
a story of redemption, and to enjoy his music. But also, we'll introduce what we do and how they can participate with us and support us at the event and also year round.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, Randy, thank you for joining me today. I've just really enjoyed getting to know you and also everything that your organization does. And again, folks, October 26th, but also all year round. So thanks again, Randy.
All right, thank you.